shopping with us, we're deep in conversations. What should we do? What are the British Transport Police advising us?
Snatch your phone off the train.
Well, I just grabbed your phone. I know about that for restaurants and going out and pubs and things.
Diabetes. You've got to be really careful with this. Dr. Veena, it's a difficult time, isn't it, to be sensible with the food in front of you, but you have to for your health.
Absolutely. And, you know, Christmas is a time where we tend to indulge. We tend to eat things that we may not eat at other times of the year and in more quantities.
Yes.
What we have to be mindful is these foods might be very high in saturated fat, salt and sugar. So if you have diabetes, doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself or have a treat, but we have to be mindful of how we go about it. So there are two common types of diabetes. Type 1, which is often genetic, there's not much we can do about that. And type 2, which 90% or more reverse it, we can improve it, and we can really, really have a healthy kind of community that we build if we manage it properly. You know, it's funny, Gordon, people think eating a lot of sugar leads to diabetes. Did you know that makes you obese? Obesity is a risk factor for diabetes.
Right, I didn't know that, actually.
So it's a step.
Yes. Absolutely. So it's not a direct link. So if you're not doing much exercise, generally not healthy, that is more of a risk factor as well. You know, this is all a very sensitive time for me. My mum had diabetes. She has to manage this a bit better.
This is so kind of you to do this, to help others at this time of year. If they do have diabetes, what can they do to change it all?
Absolutely. So there are some groups that are naturally at more risk. So some ethnic minorities, specifically Afro-Caribbean, South Asians, they have up to 6 times higher risk.
Just to manage the sugar levels.
Absolutely. So it's more about just understanding what are you putting into your body, right? So if you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, keeping an eye on the labels and seeing how much fat, how much sugar is in this. So especially around, but you want to try and find low sugar options, or you can have homemade options. Now that we're talking about sugar, even salt. So if you're making stock, having low salt options for that. With the vegetables that we talked about, trying to steam them rather than fry them. And if you're going to add some cream or something, maybe a low-fat option like yogurt, that would be ideally what we say. Even with the red meats, right? Reducing processed meats, because overall it'll reduce your blood pressure. You don't want to come out of Christmas in worse health than you went in. That's the idea, yeah.
Let's get an alcohol in it. I'm a fan, don't know, a few sugar cubes.
6 teaspoons.
Right. Just in that one glass?
One glass. So you're having this. Yeah, it really
Thank
is.
you so much.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
It was really helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This morning, Janet's got a question for you. She says, right.
Janet's husband is correct. High levels of salt can impact your blood pressure. High blood pressure can then indirectly impact diabetes. It can also cause... Come back in. We're going to go for our show and stuff. Now we're going to go into our Roomba. And good, excellent.